2020 then, it's that year that keeps on giving. Only problem is we've been telling it to stop for a while now. We've nearly started World War III, had a global pandemic, and now we've got Nikita Mazepin in the frame for a 2021 F1 drive with the Haas Formula 1 team. But hey, I mean, at least I can still cheer on George Russell and the Williams next year, right? Oh, for f***'s sake. Hello guys and welcome to FP1, and for those unaware, Nikita Mazepin is a young Russian hotshot who's currently sat 6th in the Formula 2 Championship. However, his personality on and off track has led to him being liked about as much as a 20th century dictator. But why is this? Today then I thought we could have a look into Mazepin's career in a bit more detail, and assess really whether he's the right option for Haas next season. And as always, before I start, I just want to thank everyone for their continued support on these style of videos. It really does mean the world to me. So if you do enjoy what you see here, do consider dropping a like and a subscribe on this one. But yeah, let's jump straight into this then and see if we can figure out exactly why we love to hate Nikita Mazepin. Mazepin was born in Moscow on March 2nd, 1999, and it's his father, Dmitry Mazepin, that I want to start with today. Information on Dmitry isn't easy to find. I mean, we aren't even sure how many kids he's got, with the internet saying it could be 2 or 4. We don't even know. But what we do know is that he's the chairman of the Uralchem Group, a Russian organisation focused on the production of chemical products. And if you haven't guessed already, this means the guy's got money. A lot of it. In 2018, Dmitry Mazepin had an estimated net worth of $7.1 billion, a lot of which has gone into funding his son's racing career, because we all love another pay driver, don't we? Now, let's just pause for a minute, as though the F1 community, like most pay drivers, the same way they like eating their own shit, many forget that we have had some good ones over the years. Take Sergio Perez, for instance, a man who got into Formula 1 in the first place as a result of his Mexican backing, but has since proved himself with 8 podiums, all of which in midfield cars. And I guess, going off his upturn in form this year, we could also say Lance Stroll. God, I can't believe that sentence genuinely came out of my mouth. Problem is, Nikita Mazepin's career is about as uneventful as any French Grand Prix. Nikita started out in karting in the early 2010s, competing in the International KF Junior Series in 2012 and 2013. Though there were occasional sparks of brilliance here, Mazepin wasn't shouting future F1 driver at this stage. Mazepin then came 4th in the 2013 WSK Super Master Series, and then went 2 better in 2014, finishing runner-up to meme Lord Lando Norris. 2014 would also see this walking jelly bean step up into race cars, competing in the opening 4 races of the MRF Challenge Formula 2000 Championship. Now, this wasn't the most competitive grid, with the only other driver of note being, well, Mahavir Raghunathan. However, Mazepin finished consistently inside the top 10, with a 2nd place in race 2. Moving into 2015, we'd seen Nikita compete in Formula Renault 2.0, as well as the Toyota Racing Series. However, both of these campaigns were fruitless, with him finishing 12th and 18th in the championships respectively. Mazepin would step up to FIA Formula 3 in 2016, though his poor performances would continue. Competing with high-tech, Mazepin would only manage to score 10 points over the season. And on top of this, Mazepin would earn himself the World Class award when he was excluded from the first Hungarian Grand Prix for attacking Callum Ilott in the paddock. Yeah, you heard that right. Mazepin had reportedly been held up by Ilott on a run in free practice 2, which apparently gave him the right to give Ilott a black eye and a swollen jaw. Hey, nah, get the f*** out. I'm not defending you anymore. Nikita would also take part in 3 BRDC Formula 3 races, this time with Carlin. It would also be here that he picks up his first single-seater race win. However, a wider view of the statistics at this point doesn't paint as nice a picture. By the end of 2016, the young Russian had competed in 81 races, but had just 1 win and 3 podiums. But apparently, for the Force India Formula 1 team, this was still enough to award Mazepin with a test driver role that year. Now I wonder what factors led to that. Moving on, Mazepin would stick with FIA F3 and high-tech into 2017, where he would have a slightly better year, this time finishing 10th and picking up 3 more podiums. But it was a switch to GP3 in 2018 that would be the turning point in this guy's career. Joining ART, who were one of the stronger teams in the championship, Mazepin had an incredibly successful year, taking home 4 wins, 1 pole and 8 podium finishes to take him to 2nd in the standings. It was this momentum that would lead on to a promotion into Formula 2 for 2019, sticking with the ART team. However, that year we saw the return of the classic shittier version of Nikita Mazepin. Despite 2 pole positions, Mazepin wasn't able to finish on the podium, meaning he finished 18th by the end of the season. And to make matters worse, his teammate that year was Nick de Vries, the man that would go on to win the championship. Nikita was also involved in a scary incident during that year's Russian Grand Prix sprint race. Mazepin would run wide at turn 2 on the first lap, then accelerate through the runoff area colliding with Jack Aitken and Nobuharu Matsushita. Nikita and Mazepin both ended up careering into the crash barriers at turn 3, in an incident so severe that both drivers had to be hospitalised afterwards. Mazepin was deemed wholly at fault for the incident and received 4 penalty points on his licence, as well as a 15-place grid drop for the following race in Abu Dhabi. Over the off-season, Mazepin would return to high-tech, firstly competing in the Asian F3 series. He would pick up a further 4 podiums and a win here, leading to him sticking with the high-tech team as we entered this year's F2 season. Now this year, though we've not seen a dominant Mazepin, we have seen a big improvement from the year before. As mentioned earlier, he lies 6th with 2 wins under his belt. However, a 3rd win in Spa was taken away from him post-race, after he received a penalty for forcing eventual race winner Yuki Tsunoda off the track in the closing laps. Problem is, what followed was this childish display, where Mazepin drove into the 2nd place board in Parc Ferme, which flew into the path of a celebrating Tsunoda. And again, here we're left with another example of a driver who can be quick on his day, but too easily sees red in the event of an incident. Mazepin's career has been successful at times, but wildly inconsistent when you compare him to the likes of current and up-and-coming F1 stars like, say, Lando Norris or George Russell. And yet here we are, with Mazepin now looking likely to snatch a vacant Haas F1 seat, while better drivers such as, say, Callum Ilott get left with nothing. With rumours also floating around that Nikita's father, Dimitri, is also set to buy the Haas F1 squad, could this be another case of a team going for money over talent in F1? And from Haas's point of view as well, I do wonder if this is the right decision for him. The team are currently trying to rebuild after their 2019 escapades with the totally legitimate businessman William Story, and of course Rich Energy. That situation not only damaged the team's competitiveness, but it also tarnished their reputation in the paddock, and now here we are again looking to make another controversial deal by signing Nikita Mazepin. Dimitri is also surrounded by controversy, with several allegations made against him since the early 2000s. Might I just note here, these are allegations. I'm not saying he's done anything illegal, just want to make that clear before I start finding traces of nerve agent on my doorstep. If Haas wants sponsorship money, then why not bring in a driver like Sergio Perez? His Mexican backing can probably match what Mazepin's putting on the table, and they might get a fairly competent driver out of that deal too. So let's run up then by looking at that question I started with. Why do we all love to hate Nikita Mazepin? Well, to start, he's another run-of-the-mill pay driver. If Nikita didn't have his dad's backing, he wouldn't be able to get anywhere near this F1 seat, given his inconsistent and frankly rubbish run of races in the early stages of his career. But on top of that, you've got his overall personality both in and out of the race car. Driving dangerously and attacking other drivers is definitely going to make you stand out, just not in the way you want. And then when you go around showing little to no remorse for these actions as well, it just paints you as a massive twat. But there you have it, a quick career rundown and my opinions on Nikita Mazepin. Now it's over to you guys in the comments. Let me know what you think of this situation and whether you think he's going to be sitting in an F1 car at the start of next year. And as always, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe and share this around with your mates. And as I said at the beginning, support has been utterly fantastic. And as long as the Russian government don't come and hunt me down after this one, there'll be plenty more coming in the future. Don't forget as well to drop a follow over on Twitter. It's at FP1Will and all links for that can be found in the description below. But anyway, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your week and I will catch you all in the next one.